podcast because sometimes fuck it
just fits.
just fits.
Fuck it.
Fuck it.
And we're back.
Guys, 5 whole episodes.
Wow, 5 whole episodes. Yeah, insert applause.
Insert.
So we really have to get our sound effects. Our sound effects, oh my god, no one's going to be able.
We do.
So we need to probably order some like soundboard something off of Amazon.
Well,
Hopefully it doesn't come from
money.
China
It's definitely
right
going
now. You know, now that the China virus.
I don't want to get into it right now. I need time to have a few sips before we get into
Like
the thick of it all.
The thick of it.
Let's
all.
start by saying, how was your week?
Oh, well, this weekend, okay, how was my week? So, last week I flew to Dallas. Last episode I was actually going to be flying out the next day.
You made it.
I made
He's
it.
alive.
Or did I?
This is pre-recorded.
Really?
The funeral's Tuesday.
It's really tomorrow. So, I went. Let me just explain right now. So I went through the airport. You could see everybody with these masks and gloves and, everything like this. And it's so funny that people are on their hand sanitizers and then immediately touch their nasty phones. And then you're just like, so many things that you guys don't understand how to protect yourself. So when I tell you, baby, I walked through security in 30 seconds.
So they're not even really...
I just walked through with all my shit. I didn't even put it...
They're not even doing all that.
I didn't even put it in the x-ray machine, how easy it was. I mean, of course I did.
It just felt real light as opposed to what you've been through before.
I got dropped off at the airport. My flight was leaving at 5:28 or something like that. And I made it to the airport at like 4:30. Because
that's late.
No, because I was already checked in and I was only doing a carry-on. So, and I was like, okay, well, it can't take an hour for me to get through security.
Right.
So, even if so, it's not gonna take that long to get there. So I got there at 4:30. I walked in at 4:30. I was legit through security by 4:35.
What?
Like, I just walked straight up.
So, y'all so scared of coronavirus, y'all gonna let people just bring anything through the fucking airport. So now, people gonna blow up the airport.
Like, they went through the thing, but I'm just saying, that's how many people were not in line.
Oh, it was a lack of people.
Yes. No, that's they weren't checking anymore. But
right.
I was putting it in the sense of how easy it was. I was like, I just basically walked through.
Gotcha.
And I was like, wow. Like, DFW is always really like that because they have security checkpoints at every fucking gate.
Right.
Atlanta, they have security checkpoints at every fucking gate. So, it was just really easy to get in there. On the plane, seats available. I had a whole row to myself.
Of course.
On the way back, so I went to Dallas. Of course, Dallas has been warm and rainy and everything, so all of their shit is already grown back. They've been in spring for a month, apparently.
Right.
When I tell you my allergies tore my ass up.
The allergies this year are different animal, baby.
They mad at us. The trees came back in full force.
No, the trees is fucking.
The trees are fucking.
Oh.
We are all gonna be nutted on by tree pollen this season.
Oh, ski, mother effers. No. I literally, since the last time we recorded, and I was, more sick, I feel better, but, I don't sound better, which doesn't help during this time, because everybody's like, I'm like, girl, shut the fuck up.
We sneezed and coughed before this.
Right.
Now dust don't make a bitch cough?
So now y'all don't never cough and pollen me on your car. Okay, girl. But it's bad. Well, I'm glad that you made it.
I did.
Yeah.
The grass ate my ass up. I'm really allergic. I really get bad with grass.
Are all black people allergic to grass? I feel like that's something we always say. The grass make us itchy.
I think some people itchy, yes, it's really itchy, but I'm talking about
But isn't that an allergic reaction to it?
I just think grass is itchy.
Or it's just grass. No, I just feel like as Black people, we always say like grass is itchy.
I think that's because
we're allergic to grass.
Or I think that we just grew up and our parents told us
that you're allergic to grass and don't
stop being rolling around in the grass and all of that stuff.
That might be true.
But
Piedmont Park grass, I'm definitely whatever type of grass that is.
It make you itch.
Ooh, I can't walk through it. I can't walk through it.
You are probably, then it must be.
It doesn't even, it makes me like hive. Like I can't.
Oh, so yeah.
I have to walk on the sidewalk. Like I don't have it. Not in like airborne.
Maybe because we're come from the motherland and we're so used to just shrubs and.
I don't know where. I've never been to the motherland. I have no idea what.
But I'm sure they have greenery as well.
Maybe
maybe it's the beluga grass.
Maybe I need to eat something so I can be immune to it.
Wait, beluga's caviar. Never mind.
I don't know what it is, but I'm gonna.
So wait, on the way back, right? I got to the airport at like 4 something in the morning, which this is probably normal. I got there at 4:30 and I was through like 4:31. I think nobody shows up this early. But you know, people used to get on those 6 a.m. flights.
Right.
They be packed.
Because it's business
flight. Because it's a business flight. When I tell you that they moved my seat to the front because they had to spread out the seats. And when I looked, you could tell that they strategically replaced a lot of people so that it could be like 2 people, 1 person,
to balance the weight of the plane.
To balance the weight of the plane because that motherfucker was empty.
Yeah, to balance the weight of the plane.
I've never seen where majority of the rows had at least 1 or 2 seats available.
Well,
so I came in the house, tried to stay in because coronavirus isn't really going to kill me before my allergies will. So
at this point, I know my allergies gonna take me out before Rona.
Well, how was your week and weekend?
I had a very interesting week. My husband and I purchased a new truck because.
Oh, congratulations!
Thank you. You know, I am very tall, and even though my husband is not as tall, but he's a big guy. Our kids are humongous, even in their little state of being 3 and 6 months. They're humongous kids. And the car that I was in before just wasn't cutting the mustard. I feel like we were clowns in a clown car. So we finally upgraded to a third row situation, 7-seater. So we're very happy and pleased with that. However, we are now as parents. So my baby boy is going to be 3 in May.
Oh, or my baby boy coming up.
My oldest is going to be 3 in May. He's still my baby.
What's that, May 1st?
May 16th. He's 5, 16, 17. That's his birthday. 5, 6, 7.
5, 6, 7.
Yes,
wow.
He's a very special child. I always say that. So right now, we're going through the phase of potty training. That's the big thing in our house. Is like, actually, my husband literally just texted me and said he pee-peed in the potty again. It's his second time being consistent. So I think he's finally clicking.
That he's supposed to pee in there.
Okay. Caveat about, or I don't know this word. A little thing about my son. He is a Taurus. Straight bull. Like, if he don't want to do it, he ain't doing it.
He ain't doing it.
When my son was, like, sucking on a binky, it took him, he literally said, no more binky, mama, handed it to me and hasn't looked back. Like, but when I was telling him, like, you don't need no binky, he was like, girl, no, I need this binky.
Right now.
I'll let you give it to me or I'm about to cry. Until you give it to me. So I told my husband, I said, it's going to be literally like a switch with him with potty training. And hopefully the switch is flipped. But either way, he goes to daycare. Well, not currently, but he goes to a daycare and they called me and I'm like, oh God, he's sick or whatever the case. And they're like, so Mrs. Foreman, Jonathan's fine. They always start off, if you have children in daycare, a great daycare, hopefully. You always get the call that says, like when the school calls me, they always says, Jonathan's doing fine. Because they know when you call, you're going to be like, oh my God, why are you calling? So they're like, Jonathan's fine. That's always why they start, and I love that. However, he went to take a nap, and as he was sleeping, he did number 2. And during that time, he discovered the inside of his pull-up, and he has taken his poo and wiped it all over himself, including his hair.
What?
So if you guys follow me on my personal social media, you have probably seen my oldest son, and you know my oldest son has very long hair. I keep it braided or in a bun most of the time, but his hair is probably longer than some of you bitches. Like
with edges.
With edges. His hair is long. So imagine my first of all, I don't know how to braid. Period. Like that's why I need to be a boy mom. I don't know how to braid. So his aunt braided his hair, thankfully, and I'm like, oh my god, he just got his hair braided. Now I got to take it down and wash this stuff out of his hair. It was like a lot. So they wiped him down with baby wipes because, of course, and like wet towel and like
they don't have like a tub.
They don't have a tub.
Right.
They don't have the sink, and they're like, we try to do the best we can. My baby comes home. I send my husband because I have the other baby, and I'm like, just go get John John. You know, we'll run a bath, blah, blah, blah. My baby come home because apparently I forgot to bring him extra clothes. He comes home in his shirt, another kid's pants, no shoes, no socks because the shit was in his shoes and his socks.
Oh my god.
He's barefoot. His hair is halfway undone. Like, he looks like he got into a fucking fight. I'm like, why do little boys, I always say like I'm supposed to be a boy mom, but on the other side of it, it's like, little boys are so fucking gross. It's beyond me. And I know they turn into gross ass men because I'm also married to a man. And I'm like, what? When God is creating men and women, no matter what we think in the world today.
Gross. Not gross.
Right.
Gross.
I feel like even if you were born a woman, you're supposed to be a man. I think even like those type of people end up turning gross.
Gross.
Like, why the fuck are you so... Why would you think it's okay to like wipe shit all over you? Like, what the fuck you were trying to do? Like a face mask?
Like, I don't know, understand what the instinct of, because the only time that I remember someone to tell you to wipe shit over you is like if a wild animal is about to try to attack you or something. So I don't know. Maybe he was trying to avoid being attacked by one of the wild animal children that was around.
First of all, that's pee.
Oh.
And second of all, no, that's just fucking gross. So my week was very...
Why would he be okay with slathering himself in his
I wonder if he was having some kind of weird ass fucking dream or something.
It has to be.
Or he stuck his hand in his pants because I know men like to do that, and he just took it out and he was like wiping his face. He was trying to get it off of him, and of course he's only almost 3, so he doesn't know, like, you literally can't wipe your face with fucking shit to get it off your hands. Anywho,
I don't know. That I don't know. I would have left him. I would have left him and
you're
CPS.
done. I should have told my husband, get the kid and dump him. You know what to do with him. Finish him off.
Clearly, I would have left him.
No, I mean,
no.
Thank God he's starting to get potty training.
Funny.
But potty training for boys is probably the hardest thing I've ever had to do in motherhood. Like, there's a lot of hard things I've done in motherhood so far. Now, I get it. I'm only 3 years in, so what the fuck do I know, right? But, like, breastfeeding was tricky. Not sleeping was tricky, but this potty training bullshit is for the motherfucking bizards.
It's for the bizards. My mom said that boys are really difficult typically when
I've heard that.
And she said she was like, I was like, was I easy? Because, you know, now that I'm grown, I feel like everything I should have done should have been easy. Because look at everything else in my life.
Right.
She was like,
Because you stubborn like a bull, you probably was like, bitch, you wiping my ass when I'm 22 years old.
I was like, wow. She was like, I could not get you to pee in the toilet. She said that I would pee on the floor.
Of course.
By the toilet. But I would not pee in the toilet.
You know why? Because she probably told you to. And then when you discovered that... No, seriously, I think a lot, like, my son is very bullheaded. I think you're very, like, in your, this is what the fuck I'm gonna do. And when she stopped telling you, you probably was like, great, now I'll do it. Like, now I'll pee in the toilet. You don't own me. You don't know my life.
You don't know anything about me.
So...
We are completely...
We gotta get into it.
We are completely on a shut fucking down.
Like...
In this country.
Okay, I struggled talking about this subject because what I didn't want to do is like the next several podcasts, we talk about fucking coronavirus. However...
We're just on a lockdown. The country's now locking
it's
down.
It's the thing. So I think we have to address it because you know, when we created this podcast, we wanted to talk about real issues and really find a way to say the thoughts that you may not be willing to say out loud to your friends or yourself or whatever. So we're just gonna get into it. I mean, it is what it is, and this is the times that we live in. So honestly, the corona is probably several fucking points for me.
Right. COVID-19.
First, on a I guess not positive, but an upward. Initially, I thought, okay, all these fucking flights are so cheap. Like, clearly I can go on a lunch break to Peru.
For $12.
For $12, right? Like, what are we doing for lunch, guys? I think Peru.
Let's go to Peru.
Peruvian food? No. Peru, the country.
Right. It's only 3 hours.
So, a girlfriend and I were like, fuck it, let's go to New Orleans. New Orleans is my favorite fucking city in the whole United States.
I've never been.
Star has never been, and if he goes without me, I'm going to feel highly offended because I feel like I was supposed to be born in New Orleans, baby. Like, that's my blood.
Baby.
Like, play my shit.
I think I got a song for you, baby.
Like, I literally love, it's not just the food, it's not just the culture, it's just like the everything. When you go to New Orleans, it's just a vibe. It's so like much good energy there, like, and it's everywhere, and it's all night, and it's all day.
This how they are in New Orleans right now.
Right. If you don't know, we're booty bouncing right now. Hey.
What? The corona. Only New Orleans.
New Orleans is the quintessential turning water into wine, turning shit into sugar. Quintessential, like, when Katrina hit those people, yes, a lot of them flee, but a lot of them stay and they rebuilt their city. Yeah. And they were determined, like, it's like that all the time. And so, a friend and I were like, damn, New Orleans tickets are probably $6 a fucking piece at this point. Let's just go. Let's just get away from this shit. When I tell you seeing the pictures of Bourbon Street and St. Charles Street and the French Quarter, all these places that are notable no matter when you go, what time of day, what time of year, being with some type of energy and people, being empty. And it's about to be St. Patrick's Day weekend?
Empty.
Wow.
They shut down spring break in Miami.
That took me back. They have shut down Vegas.
The Bellagio.
It's closed.
No, I'm not going to even go. I'm not going to even take the time to go down the line of how many things are closed. But the Strip is closed.
That's when I knew it was more serious than... Even though I don't like to get into the propaganda of the media, because I do think the media shoves shit down your throat because they just want you to feed into it and give them ratings. But I do feel like, as much as I'm not scared of the virus, I'm very scared of the panic that this virus creates. And I think that's what's happening.
It makes people crazy. It makes supplies go away. It makes
people scared and fearful to just live their life.
Yes. And it's just really crazy.
Because the fact of the matter is, what I do know, or what I have seen that is factual, is that if you are healthy and you're under at the age of 50, most likely this is going to run like a bad cold for you, and you're going to be over it. But what I get scared of is, like, my grandmother's 93, I haven't let her out the house. Like, no. So what I get scared of is, like, the people who are 50 and over who've had pre-existing conditions, like, this could, take you into another situation. So I get the severity of it, and I'm not, like, one of the people, I ain't fucking quarantining. Like, I will protect my family, and I will do things. Like, clearly I'm at Star's house right now, but this is probably, like, I'm only going to, like, close family and friends' house that are not, like, having parties.
And we not touch.
And, well, we did high five twice.
But we haven't touched our face. And I have hand sanitizer that I need to go get.
What's so funny about touching your face?
After we just did that, I thought about it too. I was like,
you know what's so funny about touching your face? What? So, when they first said, like, don't touch your face, I'm like, I don't never put... I touch my face so fucking much.
Because they told you not to touch your face.
No, I think it's just what I do naturally. I have allergies.
Everybody does.
I have allergies, so I'm always rubbing my fucking eyes.
I think there's a statistic that says we touch our face over 1,000 times a day.
Like, you probably rub your nose. You touch your ears is part of your face. I do this with my neck all the time. Like, we touch our face a lot, and I feel like now that they made it like an awareness thing, like, don't touch your face.
On average,
I fucking touch my face all the time.
It says you probably touch your face at least 16 times an hour.
I bet. I would put a lot of money that I touch my face. My lips is. I have really big lips, so I'm
putting Carmex on all the time.
All day.
I'm the eye person. Like, I'm always pulling my eyelashes because they'll fall
I rub my nose and do my eyelashes all the time.
I do that, and I also
pick your hair
at the hair on my chin. If it's
I did not realize until somebody was like, "Don't touch your face." How much it's like,
My manager at my job.
I'm touching my face.
She's like, make sure you don't touch your face. She's like, oh, of course, now that I told you.
Yeah, it makes me want to touch my dang on face. But, you know, I think we do have to be safe. But now that I've talked about the upward swing of it and the concern of it.
Wait a minute, though.
What?
There is also an upward swing that people are spending more time with their family.
Oh, you know, as much as I've joked and be like, ugh, I gotta be home with my motherfucking kids. But let me tell you something. The last 2 days, now, granted, we 2 days in this bitch. We record the podcast next time and be like, I've killed my family, guys. Day 7 of quarantine. I've eaten my husband.
This is not a confession. This is not a confession.
They're still alive. I will say that it has forced us to learn each other a little bit more because me and my husband and my kids are constantly running. And what I mean by that is like, my husband works a lot, I work a lot, my kids are on a schedule, so we're constantly running. So like yesterday, just being at home and like just playing soccer in the living room, like with my son, and just like doing little things and doing ABCs with him and teaching him little things because it's want to keep him on some kind of curriculum and structure because we pay a lot of money for his school. So I don't want to like Mickey Mouse the fuck death out of him and then he goes back to school like a damn TV zombie. So just doing little things like him, just realize like, you know what? I love my family. Like, I love them. Like,
I love them. Well, I guess this is going to let you know something. Either you love
gets divorced after
them or there's going to be a lot of divorces and breakups.
There's going to be 2 things. Divorces or babies.
Divorces or babies.
I'm number 3. Neither.
Right.
Not baby.
Or all of the above. No. I'm talking about some people.
Right.
Who have all of the above.
Actually, I'm pregnant, but we're divorcing.
But we're divorcing after this.
No, but yeah, it definitely will force us to love on our own families and really appreciate our own families.
And you get to work from home for those people who get to work from home.
Well, I work in retail, so that's really not a thing.
Oh, no.
So, on the downward swing of it, it does really affect, like, people in retail, people in service industries. Oh,
I feel so bad. I have a lot of friends who are in the service industry. And I feel so bad for them. Now, I don't have a lot of money. If y'all listen to this podcast...
request cash apps.
Right. Hit us up in the F.IT podcast experience at gmail.com. We will do what we can.
Absolutely.
To see what type of resources that we can get for you. If I have it, I will share it. If Eb has it, she will share it. She has 2 kids. Let's keep that in mind. But if we don't have it, we may know someone who does. So,
or ways that you can get resources. Right. What I do love is that a lot of the school systems that has closed, they have offered hubs where people can go pick up lunches and things like that. So I do appreciate them making the effort because a lot of people don't realize that when the children are out of school, for you, you're like, I gotta be with my kids for 14 days. Let me go to the fucking grocery store and buy up everything. That's not that's a luxury that you get to buy a bottle of ramen noodles.
Yeah.
There's some mamas like, oh my God, how is my baby going to eat?
Because I plan on them.
I plan on my baby eating at least 1 to 2 meals at school. So
2 meals, because I make sure
breakfast and lunch, right? And I can only afford 1 meal.
To be honest, if I couldn't afford that, I would ensure that they got there in time for breakfast.
Absolutely. So reach out to us if you are somebody you know. It doesn't have to be a thing. We're not trying to like make it a thing where we're like broadcasting you. Right. Just to be honest, like I feel so many emotions about all this because I know so many people who are affected.
Me too.
People who are bartenders. people who are waitresses, people like I'm in retail and I'm in the service industry, and so without people, there is no payroll.
Right.
And so I'm, you know, I am the second at my boss, meaning there's the owner, then there's me. So, you know, we are struggling how to make sure that our employees are able to retain while we're not able to maintain.
Right.
So it's a lot going on. It's a lot of emotions, but you know, I think it does, hopefully it does create more humanity in this. I hope we come out of this like, damn, we was acting a fucking fool.
We were.
And all that shit doesn't matter. None of it matters. And we need to really just start acting like humans again. And, you know, on the other side of it, I know Donald Trump bought the coronavirus and spread that bitch.
He did. He bought it. And did you see what he called it today?
He called it the Chinese disease?
The Chinese virus.
Y'all.
We have an idiot in the White House.
It's beyond idiocy at this point.
This is just pure racist idiocracy.
I think he's just a racist.
He's a stupid racist.
He's a stupid... Because I think with somebody who's an actual idiot, somebody who's very stupid or lack of knowledge...
Might say something else.
Yeah.
Might like call it on national TV, Corona.
That's somebody stupid, like...
Exactly.
Oh, man, he's dumb, right?
Right.
When you're an idiot, I think it's just a lack of knowledge. Like, you don't know. I think Donald Trump absolutely fucking knows better.
He knows what he's doing.
And he's doing stuff to incite hatred. I have so many people that I know that are of Asian descent. And let me tell you something. They're just as fucking scared as we are.
Exactly.
If not more scared. One of the women I work with, or partner with at my job, she is Korean, and she hasn't got her hair cut. She hasn't been to Korean markets or anything because she knows that people go back and forth to their countries, and she's just scared as crap. And I know a lot of people. I know Cambodian people from Laos, people from everywhere in the Asian who are just as scared as we are because guess what? They're here in a fucking America and they're Americans, and so it's so silly to incite hatred that a lot of people are already thinking in the back of their mind like, oh, it's a Chinese virus, so you're gonna say it like
you're gonna call it a Chinese virus.
So now what?
Like,
you incite hatred?
People have lost at this point. There have been 5 million people who lost their jobs in China.
You know what's so funny? I just read an article.
And hold on.
Go ahead.
And China is starting a campaign to blame the U.S. for the coronavirus.
Of course they are.
Y'all doing the same thing?
Y'all better stop pissing off Chinese people.
Yeah, they got more. They got more people in the world than we all got.
Y'all better stop. And they control more than. Baby, you ain't gonna get your iPhone 13. You keep fucking playing.
Or they gonna put something special in your iPhone 13. That's gonna kill 75% of the one country.
It's definitely. I'm dead.
I'm dead. 1, 2. If they decided to blow up all of the Apple items that we have.
Start is all Apple in this house.
I'm done. Like, my whole home is going to explode.
Y'all remember Apple on Beats by Dre? We're done.
We're done. We are done. We're walking around with Apple Watches. We're going to explode.
Baby, I'm not rinsing this out. So, it's you know what? Donald Trump is irresponsible.
He's irresponsible because he doesn't give a fuck.
And he doesn't know what's actually going
on.
You know, I just read an article, and 90% of the nurses that are in China are women. These women, okay, because of the demand and the lack of supplies, they are cutting their hair. They're wearing diapers. They're taking birth control to delay their menstrual cycle so they can be on call for 24 hours. Do you understand the sacrifice as a woman for you to take a hormone to delay your menstrual cycle, cut your hair, as many women feel like so emotionally attached to their hair, to wear a Depend or an adult diaper so you don't have to pee, so you can be at a bedside of a person who is suffering or dying. That takes a lot.
That takes a lot.
So you're gonna tell me this is a Chinese virus when they're fighting for people's lives?
For people's lives.
Donald fucking Trump.
Like you can continue to call it coronavirus. You don't have to now. Because you know why? I know why he did it. It's because people are blaming him,
of course,
on his delayed response.
And now
when he started looking at everybody else do the drastic measures and he act like, oh, it was nothing after he let all of the people back from over there in, because we got that message on the 19th of January about it. You just stopped.
You just not started doing extreme, and then you go extreme. You know what I mean?
You let 2 months go by. So now, because people are saying how he has handled it, now he has to call it the Chinese virus.
He's such a fucking idiot.
Now people are about to. This is something that could cause China to declare war somehow. And to be honest, if they really wanted to place a gun in everybody who is how old, you could probably start holding a gun, honestly,
13.
at about 13 years old. If they wanted to put a gun in every man and woman,
we're dead.
And undecided gender to a gun in their country,
we're dead.
That's at least 3 billion.
They don't even,
people.
At this point, with not even to just go.
We don't even have 500 million people here.
Not even on the violent route, honestly. China does not have to get violent with us.
They can just stop shit.
They can just stop shit. Everything, I could guarantee you, probably 98% of the things that we own, like everything. If you look at your house, almost everything is made in Taiwan, China. Everything is Asian created because they've learned how to do it fast. They learn how to do it cheap, and they learn how to do a lot.
And the U.S. companies moved over to China to manufacture their stuff because of the cheap labor.
So we got to stop playing. I think, as Americans, we have to become smarter. We have to become more compassionate.
Yep.
You know what really fucking grinds my gears, to take Star's word, and I'm fucking buckling my lips because I'm about to really get mad. Let me get real close. If y'all little Section 8 hoes don't start buying up all these damn tissues, let me tell you something. The tissue ain't gonna save you.
Why you gotta wrap yourself in the tissue and make a hazmat?
Why are y'all acting like Section 8 chicken heads?
I don't even understand it.
I don't understand what the tissue is going to do. I get it. Your kids are out of school. No. Oh, I get it. Your kids are out of school, and I will say this. Children use a lot of goddamn tissue. They peeing all the time because they thirsty all the time. I get it. But if you have to think about it. If you have children in your home, other people do as well. Take what you need.
They're going to make more tissue.
They're going to make more tissue.
They have more tissue.
Here's the thing. If you run out of tissue in your home, let's say, God forbid, you know that you can just take a shower after you boo-boo.
Yeah.
You know that you could just take a rag that you could put in the washer after it and wipe yourself. You know there's other ways to wipe yourself. You can hand
wash it out too if you don't have a washer.
Get in the shower and spray them cheeks.
Yes. Spread those cheeks.
You don't need to have tissue. Tissue is a luxury.
And I know some people who think that it's gay to spread your cheeks to clean it. They're just gonna be dirty.
Well, then
they dirty. You dirty anyway, so you don't need
dirty anyway.
That much.
But no, it's a simple like the fact that there's like no tissue, no water, no ramen noodles, no Cheeto puffs, no all the unhealthy shit. But then I go to the grocery store and there's hella apples and oranges and bananas. All these things that your children are usually used to consuming during school, you haven't bought any of that shit.
None of that.
Because they don't serve fucking chicken-flavored ramen noodles at goddamn school.
At all.
So now you finna send your baby into cardiac shock arrest because you didn't fed him ramen noodles all week. Now his feet swollen.
Now their feet swollen and they can't go to recess.
Now they got the gout. Like, I get it. Fruits and vegetables perish more than ramen noodles, right? But there are ways to conserve and preserve fruits and vegetables that will make it last. You can actually start cutting them up and like savor. You can cut up an apple and put lemon over it and it'll last a week. Like, be smart.
Right. And you can also juice it.
You can juice it.
And then put it in the refrigerator.
Let them drink fresh apple juice.
Wow.
You don't have a juicer? Great. Use your blender and then drain it with a paper towel.
You can do it. It's just... the tissue just took me out because
the tissue didn't make any sense.
None of the symptoms are diarrhea. And if you then y'all buying up like the 24-pack double rolls. So basically you got 48 rolls of tissue. If you are going through one roll of tissue a day, that's 48 days of tissue. If you don't think that you can go back to the store to buy some more tissue in 48 motherfucking days,
right?
In 24 days, y'all bought 12 packs of 24 rolls. Are you going to be in the house needing tissue for the rest of the fucking year?
Wow.
Like, oh my God. I just don't understand where it came from with the tissue. Then you like literally go into the stores and the shelves are empty. And working in supply chain, you know that they have a forecast. And the stores put in a particular forecast of how much they're projected to sell. Of course, the stores are making some money because all of their stuff is flying off the shelves. So they're making more money in the fiscal period that they're currently in. However, the people who supply the stores did not prepare for y'all to run out, for all of the stores that they supply, to run out of all of the same shit at the same time.
It's silly.
Now it's going to take that much longer to restock the stores based upon what they already have in storage. Some people already have it stocked up at their distributors, but they're going to go through that because that was supposed to at least last them for so long. So now they're scrambling to get other stuff in, and like it's just
you just need to take what you need.
Just take what you need.
Take what you need. Do your normal. Maybe do your normal grocery shopping plus one up.
Right.
But take what you need. Like you got to think about other people. This is where I come into the place that I hope that after we overcome this, and I say overcome like we're like, but like after this passes in the summer when it gets warm, hopefully, because viruses don't really live in the heat generally. Right. But after we overcome this and this passes, hopefully we come out like, damn, we was tripping or whatever we were doing before. We need to just love each other a little bit more, hug each other a little bit longer, be humans, like because
like be smart. And if you see somebody need some tissue and you got 30 packages in your basket, and they ask you for one,
don't
give them one.
Don't throw a wine bottle against the wall to break it
and throw them in the neck. Like, oh my God, give them a pack of tissue. Or at least open it up and say, ma'am, you can have one of the rolls for free. Meet me in the parking lot. Or something. Like, y'all can just be a little better. It doesn't make any damn sense. Like, now I gotta ask if anybody's in the Atlanta Metroplex listening to this. I need a pack of meat. Because y'all done took all the meat. After you hear this podcast, I'm going to need it a week later. Because y'all already got a month fucking supply in your damn deep freezer.
Or you finna be a vegan.
No, I'm not. So I need somebody to donate me a pack of meat. When you hear this,
Tony, I got chicken and beef. Oh, I actually have some beef because my mama made me... Well, my mom couldn't find any beef after 3 stores, and I found some beef today, and I bought it. She said, buy the 10-pound.
Buy the 10-pound. Oh, my God.
Mom, ain't that much ground, but she said, I'm going to cut it up and freeze it.
Yep. That's how you do. Baby, they didn't even brought up the ground turkey. Y'all didn't even brought up the ground
that
turkey.
That was
me. No, even the people that couldn't get the beef, they brought the turkey. Y'all don't even know.
They're going to put paprika on it.
They don't even know how to cook the turkey.
It's going to be bland.
Y'all don't even know when that bitch is done.
What's the most? It's going to be bland in a motherfucker.
Bland in a motherfucker. Y'all don't even know how to cook ground turkey.
If you don't know how to cook ground turkey, all you have to do garlic, onion powder. Paprika is the trick. Paprika.
You shouldn't have got ground turkey in the first place.
It's fine. I don't eat beef.
Ain't no ground turkey. It's smushed up.
But be safe out here. Don't look at me crazy when I'm coughing because I actually have allergies. And just get what you need. Get what you need and not what everybody else needs. Like, don't be silly about it. Just be conservative. Deal with this like you would deal with anything else because we wilding out and we doing a lot with a little. So.
And you never know. The stranger that you help could potentially be your next mate.
It could. Or it could be the person that helps you.
It's kind of easy to now meet someone in a short amount of time.
So now it's coronamatch.com.
Coronamatch.com. Speaking of, did you get into the Netflix series?
Okay, so because we've had a lot of time on our hands.
Love is Blind?
I've been catching up on a lot of things. You know, usually I don't watch a lot of TV. I have a window of 10:30 to 11:30 at night. So, when my kids go to bed. So, I have got into a couple of shows. One specifically is Love is Blind. If you have not, it's on Netflix. If you have not watched Love is Blind on Netflix, it is a, I guess you can call it a dating show where there was 15 males and 15 females, single, both on ends, hopefully, that were in this area. So the males stayed with each other and the females stayed with each other. And what they do is, on a daily or nightly basis, I guess, all of them will date each other. So the thing is that they never get to see each other. The only time that they get to see each other is if and when they decide that they want to marry each other. So I think the experiment lasted, I think he said 45 days. I could be definitely wrong. But something like that, like 30, 45 days. So they had basically a month to a month and a half to not only find a mate that they were comfortable with enough to share everything and fall in love, but actually ask that person to marry them. So everybody was talking about it on social media, and I was like, oh my God. So everybody's talking about it, and I didn't have time to watch it. Finally had time to watch it, and I will say, I watched it in one sitting. It was very enjoyable. It was very interesting to see people really experiment with the idea of enjoying each other and not being able to see each other. I think with the age of social media that we're in, people have really got used to
fake pictures.
Seeing what they feel like is another person and not actually enjoying what that person is. And I feel like it was a breath of fresh air, and that's probably why it's so popular, because it was the absolute opposite. So there's a lot of things to unpack in this. Now that you know what it is, or if you have seen it, you're like, yeah, that's it. There's a lot of things to unpack for me. I know we kind of touched on the last podcast, Star, about the bisexual thing.
So that at this
point... But at that point, that is so minuscule.
It was.
No, I want to say I'm canceled.
No.
I don't want to say minuscule.
It was minuscule compared to the other shit.
There's other factors in this show that spoke louder to me. The bisexual thing, I can understand it. I hope that young man is well.
We'll talk about it.
Right.
We'll get into it a little bit.
But I feel like, for me as a heterosexual female, that didn't set off my alarms.
Right.
Like the other things.
Right.
In this show.
Right.
Because, honey.
So, you know what? Let's go ahead and start with that, because we can touch it and pop out.
Okay.
So, I'm all about preference. I know that there actually was an article that went out by a heterosexual black female that came out with the biphobia article.
The one you read last year.
That set the world ablaze. About, now black women can't choose. You know, black women can't choose.
I might say this might be unpopular.
You can choose.
I get that point that you made last week. I get that point, right? But here's another little point that may or may not piss people off. Why can't people just like what they like? And maybe if they don't like what you like, does that make them phobic of it? Or does that make it just not they shit?
So, there is a difference between not they shit.
Right.
And the ones who go out of their way to make a
Now,
problem.
I believe that.
So, yes, there is some phobic people.
Absolutely.
However, there is some people that it's just not they shit.
I'm not phobic at all, but I'm not finna eat nobody coochie.
Right. It's not my shit.
It's not my shit.
And I don't care if you're going to eat coochie.
And I actually don't care.
So, the thing is where it's, I'm not going to eat coochie, and the fact that you are is disgusting.
Yeah.
You're disgusting.
That's phobic.
You know, and then you go out of your way to say, look at them.
Right,
Look, way across the street.
It's bothering you.
Look at them way across the street, down the street, not even looking at us or talking to us or did anything. They gay.
Right.
Like, damn, how did you even notice me? I didn't even know you were across the street.
Right.
And it's just one of those types of situations. But okay, but I would like to put out there that the LGBTQI plus community did not
go in,
put that article out, and it was because that was where the comments was. See, gay people always want people to they try to bully you.
I didn't see a lot of that. I didn't see a lot of of the community because it's a lot of letters, and I'm not going to repeat them. No, but I didn't see the community really go in on that. But you know what's so funny?
No, I'm talking about the other community,
the heterosexual.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
We didn't put that article out.
I mean the homosexual, not the heterosexual. But yeah.
No, I'm talking about the heterosexual community.
Oh, right. She was heterosexual, the girl.
Yes. So I just wanted to say we didn't start that article. It wasn't a bi person that started the article. It literally was a
point of view.
Or the conversation at all. It literally was a heterosexual black female talking to other heterosexual black females. And they blamed it on... They didn't even see the origin. However, I did want to put that on record to say that. But there is always a preference. Yes, you should tell people up front.
But just speaking specifically to that relationship on Love is Blind, and when he confronted Diamond on...
Confronted. I'm glad you said confronted.
Because here's my point.
Because this is what it sounded like.
So when he told her, and again, this is reality TV, so the edits are everything, right? They're going to edit it for drama, so we don't know how the actual conversation, the points that we didn't see, blah, blah, blah. But how it was...
They kind of looked very not so edited.
Right. Well, I think they don't... one of the girls, they said they don't control it as much, but I do know they're going to edit it some way.
Yeah.
So, the way that when he presented the conversation to her, and she said, I feel like you holding something back from me. And even before she said that, when they were like in the hotel and they were just getting settled, he was acting so funky and so funny and so like, I know she's going to... be mean to me, so I'm going to already be mean to her.
He was being mean to her.
I feel like, honestly, if someone has a mentality and an attitude where the world is always against you, then the world is going to seem to be always against you. And I feel like that young man, I forget his name. I know the girl that was, I think it's Carl or Carlton something. If you feel like the world is against you, the world is always going to feel like it's against you. And I feel like Diamond may have been a little more receptive if he wasn't such an asshole. Like, he was an asshole when he told her. He was an asshole and angry when he, like, wanted to confront her the next day. Like, he didn't come to have a conversation with her. I feel like she came to have a conversation. And I feel like he came to, like, I know you fucking mad, so fuck you, bitch, and fuck your mama. Like, him to go into the wig shit, I don't know why she was calling Beyonce. That was weird. But for him to go into your wig slipping and all this shit, like, okay, homeboy, your slip is showing. Like, you're doing too much. And I feel like sometimes I have heard, like, a lot of men who maybe have experienced different sexualities or struggle with their sexualities or whatever, they get defensive. And it's like, I can't accept you if you can't accept you. Like, if you're confident in what you do, if you're like, listen, I don't feel like it's... Because he kept saying, it ain't no big deal to nobody else. It's only a big deal to you.
That's what put him in... That's what actually...
It had to be a big deal to somebody else because...
Actually, that's what put, in my opinion, put him on the wrong side of what he was trying to say.
Right.
Because that's actually where she paused and then held back. And that kind of reinforced what she thought, that maybe he was just doing this for television.
Right.
Because really, she came to him. I didn't think that she had any type of different tone. I don't think she came at him wrong. She absolutely had the right to wonder, well, is this real? Like, or are you just doing this for TV? Like, are you ready to be with me?
It not only came out of nowhere, it just came so extreme.
Yes, and those are legitimate questions. And when she was like, well, you know, I just wanted to know that. And he was like, you know, it's never been an issue with anybody else. So, when he said that it's never been an issue with anybody else, that's when it turned into, well, if it's never been an issue, then why did you feel the need to not say something?
Exactly.
If it's always been easy.
Why didn't you say that when we were in them damn pods and you could have been
a problem? Then why feel the need that you have to say anything else and not... You say everything else and not say anything about that.
Because I'm assuming, of course, they don't show every conversation in those pods, but I'm assuming it comes up a little bit when you're dating somebody like who you've dated in the past.
Right.
Not everybody. You may not lay out all whatever type of people you've dated, but I'm assuming that like, well, in your past relationships, how did that go? And I'm assuming if it has never been an issue in the past, that would be something I'd be like, well, let me just say this. I've dated men. And, you know, I don't want to date a man right now.
You might as well say it on the first damn date to get it out the way.
If it ain't never no issue.
And how long ago?
So either
was
you're
the last
lying that
date?
hasn't been an issue before, you were doing it just for
if
TV.
You say last week.
Right. No, that's fresh.
That might be.
Or you are at the point where it has been an issue with everybody else, and now it's you against the world, and now you feel like it's you against the world.
So then that's when people go into never telling anybody. So if you feel like that it is going to be an issue, you feel like this is the time that you're not going to do it. You know, I'm not going to condone not saying it or not telling anybody.
It's also the way that you relay the information.
My thing is that if you didn't ask, they may not tell. So maybe people have to come to the conclusion that you need to start asking that particular question if you really feel that it's relevant for you to know.
It didn't seem to me that it really was going to necessarily bother her.
It probably wouldn't.
She said it just took her aback because she didn't realize he was going to say that.
And she wanted to make sure that he was really all in for her. And I think... Which is valid.
And I think it was more so not that you have dated men before, but that you would... Something that you felt so weighty in our relationship or in your past... You withheld that from me.
So what else are you withholding?
Because you had all opportunity to tell me. If that, you said it didn't matter, but it does matter because you made it matter. If it holds so much weight, why wouldn't you just say that and be done with it? Now I got questions and you don't want to hear my questions.
And because of my questions, so what did you do? Are you going to be
willing
whatever
to tell it is.
So let me ask this. If somebody you dated told you that, would you want to know details?
Absolutely.
Like you want to know, like, sexual positions or...
No, I feel like that's
what I mean.
No, I mean, what's the difference?
Like, what details would you like to know? How long? Was it serious? Something like that?
I think the main detail I would probably ask a guy that I was dating who said they had dated guys before is, you know, was that the only guy? Mm-hmm. What brought
Am I the only girl?
Am I the only girl? Like... Are you fluid enough where you just date people and you don't really have a pulse of if I fall in love with a woman, that's a thing, and if I like, where are you now? Where were you then as far as mentally? And like, I don't think I need to know like who's the top and the bottom.
Right.
Like that's fucking irrelevant
to
me.
To you.
But I think I would just need to know like when you came to that place, like what did you discover? Like did you discover like I actually am a bisexual person? Or did you discover I am... Because let's be honest. As a woman, as a lot of women out here, we have tested the waters, right? I've even kissed a girl, not necessarily because I was sexually attracted, because maybe you had one too many drinks and whatever.
We're making
now
out.
I've squeezed your titties and like it's a thing. Right.
And y'all do that.
All the time.
I have even... I've met a couple of gay todays. And if you don't know
gay for pays,
well, we know it's some gay for pays.
So I feel like there is a double standard out there where men can't be as freely masculine or feminine with other men, or as we say as women. I was in college once and I tested the waters. Like a man can't.
As soon as the man say, one time I was in college and I got my dick sucked. What? He gay.
You're gay. You're totally gay, but a girl ate me out on the side of the bed, but I didn't like it, or whatever.
Or it was just that one time we were drunk.
So I think
maybe he was drunk.
Maybe he was drunk. It creates a weird ass double standard. So I think I think he
made another show.
Yeah, it is. I think he made a really weird assumption that she was going to be angry and she was going to judge him.
But he didn't make an assumption. To me, my thing is that that's the problem. You said that it's never been an issue before.
He put weight on it and it had to be
So
weight.
if you said that it's never been an issue before, that means that this has happened multiple times.
And you know how to anticipate it.
So that means you should be comfortable with giving the information up because each time before it's never been a problem.
So if it's never an issue, you should have been like, let me just tell you this.
You should be good with it.
And so when you start liking Diamond,
back, it was like, well, if it's never been an issue before, why didn't you tell me? And he never answered that question
because he knows it's been an issue.
And then she started quoting Beyonce. So let's bounce to the next couple, girl.
That was dumb. So another looming issue. Okay, so first of all, Lauren and Cameron are so fucking cute.
Oh my god, they're my favorite.
Literally, let's tag them in this because they're so cute.
Oh my god.
They are so cute. I love that they're an interracial couple. I come from California. All my family's interracial, so it doesn't bother me. They're so cute. I think he's a perfect mix of being mellow and handsome and smart. He's a scientist and tall and just
swag.
He yearned for love. You could tell he was really into it. He was very serious, and I feel like she was so. Even though she was a little leery about like, oh shit,
she went into this to see what was up.
I feel like that was the thing. To see what was up.
Whatever. Let me just
right, because I think at a certain point at 32, I think you get to a point where if you've dated the same man or dated all these different men and it's not clicking something you ready to just jump into the deep end and just see what's out there. So I'm so glad that they connected, and that's on that. I just wish them.
I knew from their very first conversation, the very first. First of all, shout out to Love is Blind producers.
Right.
For Netflix. The Love is Blind producers knew who to start the show out with.
Right.
The very first meeting, the very first conversation, the very first thing, because they knew, of course, who's going to be the star couple.
They're the star.
Because their chemistry
they were likable as individuals, and then they were likable together.
And their chemistry was amazing. Like, okay. So I love for people to be with who they want to be with. I'm okay with that. So I love my people. All right. So
she does too, though, and I think that was a thing.
Which was so hard because my dad's from Memphis. My mom's from Mount Kisco, New York, and then Chicago, so the Illinois area. So you have to think, and then I'm from Texas, and I grew up, in the 80s and the 90s in Texas, so I have a different outlook on certain things right now. I'm okay with certain things, but do I necessarily prefer it? Probably not.
Right.
However, I swear when I saw them, I didn't know anybody else on the show. I said, oh my God. I said, you know what? I said, he would be really cute for her. Their conversation, and you could see when she left out of that room glowing, he left out of that room glowing too, because she made him blush several times. And then when she was like, he was like, well, what can you cook? And she started naming what she could cook, and she was like saying some lasagna, some bullshit at first. And then she was like, and then she said, I make some curry goat and rice. He said, this is how I knew they was together. It was going to be in love. He said, oh, okay. He said, yeah, man, that's what I'm talking about. I was like...
Little white man, how you know about some curry goat?
I was like, what are you talking about? Okay, he said, here we go. That's what he said. Okay, here we go.
That's the real you.
That's what I'm talking about.
I think because A, he had been in an existing relationship with a black woman, and B...
For 5 years, actually.
I think B, he just... I don't mind interracial relationships. I think...
I don't care.
One thing that she said to me that stood out, and the reason why I was like, okay, is because she said, I am unapologetically black.
Yes.
And he allows me to be that, and it doesn't take away from what he is.
And I don't try to take away from
and he doesn't make me dim my light. He says, sis, wear your hair. She said,
I already know.
I was watching another interview because now I'm obsessed with them. And I was watching another, she was like, Cameron, they were acting like, how is it living together now and whatever. And one of the big things I think when he said I share toothbrushes, and she was like, no, and he was like, I get
me
it,
neither.
right? And he was like, I have done that because I get that where I come from.
Portia, we do not share toothbrushes.
But and then he was like, when she wakes up in the morning, she wears her bonnet. Like that. He's like, it looks like a beret.
And he's like,
a
beret. She was like,
okay, like the fact that he didn't like say, oh well, what is that for, and all this stuff. Like he's like, girl, apparently it's something you need. So
we are right with it,
and I'm still hit it from the back. It's fine.
Let me just clarify that because I think I just sound like a racist earlier. I don't care about interracial relationships. What I don't like is the premise of when some of them are based upon that because you don't like, I can't. Oh no! Like I've heard so many, so many white women say, "Oh no, I don't fuck with white boys." And you have some white men who will say, "Nah, I don't fuck with white trash." Like they'll say stuff like that.
You're down on your own.
To just date outside. No, date because that person was just beautiful. Inside and out.
It doesn't matter
what they look like. Don't date someone on a premise, and that's even being against not dating interracially by like, I'm not gonna do it. Do it because you find someone that
no matter what they look like.
So I just wanted to put that out. But we love Cameron and Lauren. If you guys want to come on our podcast,
we'll clean up and make it really nice.
We will make it amazing. It's really beautiful here. It looks like a Tyler Perry studio situation set up. So just come on over.
No, they're cute.
Very home.
They do a lot of she's a content creator, so
yes,
they do a lot of content.
And they live here.
And
technically, we know what your house looks like, so I can go on Google Earth.
Okay. They're not gonna come in.
Okay.
You're being creepy. The other issue, I mean, there was another couple that got married too, and they felt perfect for each other because they both was like crazy frat white, like crazy, and I love that for them. And I think they're gonna probably argue every day, but be in love forever, right? But the arguing fuck. The other little issue for me was it surprised me, and I don't know why. I'm sorry that it did, but it surprised me how I felt like the men were so much more in and serious than the women were on this show. And I know everybody who've watched the show.
1 point for the guys.
Literally 1. You'll subtract it in 5 seconds. I know everybody was like, gun ho for, or gunning for Jessica, and the way that she was, because Jessica stressed me T-fuck out. Like, the way that she carried herself, the way that she handled the relationship with Matt Miles, whatever his name is. Like, it stressed me out. But I feel like a lot of the men on there were just so serious. Like, when they would show the men's quarters and, like, the men were talking to each other, they were like, man, she's the one I proposed. They would be so excited and happy. And I'm like, damn, I feel like I haven't seen something that highlights men in that way, where men are, like, excited for other men for finding love. That tripped me out, and it shouldn't, but it tripped me out. Like, they would return to the quarters, and they'd be like, well, what did she say? And what did she do? And maybe men do this all the time. I just don't hang around like...
Yeah, they do. We talk.
I know that guys talk, but it was refreshing to see on screen. Like...
Hold on, let's say this.
Like
what y'all saw... here's the inside secret, and I know guys are going to do it, and are going to be upset with me giving y'all this away. What y'all saw on that screen
is what happens.
Is what they do for real.
It was refreshing to see it on screen, because when you see reality shows with men or whatever, like, just think of like a Jersey Shore or something like that. Like, the men are so like, fuck every bitch, and you know what I mean? Like, those men were serious, and it was just refreshing. Jessica, bitch, you're not invited
to nowhere.
You're stressed. You stress me T-fuck out.
Everybody.
And let me say this, and I say this with a disclaimer that I know not quite a few. I know a few white women, and those white women have been put in a box where I accept them for who they are, and they have been invited to my energy.
Right.
She is the type of white woman I can't fuck with. The entitled, the overprivileged, the lack of empathy and struggle white woman that I can't deal with. Jessica triggers so much fucking anxiety in me. I had to stop and pause fast forward to some of her scenes, because I was like, oh no, bitch. The fact that she played with this guy, and this guy who was serious, and you couldn't overcome, okay, I get it. You were dating somebody who was 10 years younger than you, but you knew that. He never lied to you.
And that wasn't the problem.
The fact that you ran to the other dude and was like, first of all, don't you think that the other dude, what was his name? Brent or Brentwood or whatever?
Matt.
They would have been miserable
Brody,
together. You think that this frat boy would have been better for you?
Barry.
You think this frat boy would have been better for you than this 24-year-old? First of all, Matt was only 27.
Right.
So he wasn't that much older than the other guy.
Exactly.
Second of all, after he dumped you, you ran back to the other guy. He still accepted you.
You
never gave it a chance.
After he should have actually dumped you.
And third of all, the most important to me that I didn't like about Jessica, bitch, you can't handle your liquor.
At all.
And I don't like a messica. I don't like that shit. Jessica the Messica.
Jessica
when
the
Lauren
Messica.
said that bitch I died, she was like, Jessica is a Messica tonight. Like, girl, I don't like bitches who can't handle
because you're doing too much.
You're doing too much.
I love the way Barrett handled that situation.
What did he say that you liked?
I love.
What scene you talking about?
So when she was like super drunk and she was like,
which time?
If you're not happy. And we ever, if it doesn't work out for you, then he was like, no. He was like, I'm happy. He said, I've never met.
I love that he said.
I've never met anyone like her in my life.
He said, I'm sorry, because she was telling him about her relationship. He was like, it's not there for me yet. He was like, I'm so sorry to hear that because I'm happy.
I'm happy.
And she looked like,
And then she kept on going.
And Amber was over there like,
she was like, and then she tried to basically call her stupid.
Right.
She was like, I just didn't think that was something for you. Like,
I thought you wanted more sophisticated.
More, so basically you was trying to be his sugar mama because that's what it really sounded like. And it just didn't, it was just like, come on.
That's the type
and then
of
you got somebody over there who really was in love with you. Really is a family man. And then when you met his family, she low-key felt bad that she was going to say no because she saw what type of family he really came from.
And how his mom was like, I got married at 18.
And look, we've been together ever since for 33 years.
And if you see
that big, beautiful home because they work hard and they instilled that into her son.
If you know anything about Hispanic and Hispanic culture, they very much marry young. They fall in love super hard, and they're hardworking people, so they work it out. The fact that you asked for this man to be everything you wanted a man to be, and he was, minus the fact that he hadn't got to the stature that you felt like he should be. Like it's
24.
He's 24, but the fact that he was already there for you emotionally. That part you could have, and you saw the passion in his eyes. He said,
and you had enough money. You don't need any money.
You didn't need his money. And you saw the passion in his eyes. He was like, I'm going to be this.
I'm going to be somebody.
I just graduated from college, so you got to understand that I have a plan. He was like, I've showed you my plan. Like, I'm not just some 24-year-old dumb kid, like, And
I don't need your money because my mama and daddy going to invest in me.
I don't need your money.
I can get
I'm telling you my plan. I'm not telling you a proposal. So the fact that she did all that and she's still like at the end.
Spin-off show.
Or he probably got all the coochie in the world.
Netflix, give him a spin-off show.
Baby,
Find Mark Love.
What's his name?
Mark.
Mark is knee-deep in coochie right now.
Right.
He's like, you know what? Fuck these hoes.
I really feel like they probably got him a spin-off.
I don't know. Maybe so. He would deserve it.
Find him love.
He's knee-deep in coochie. Let me tell you something. His inbox, I did feel like, unfortunately, I felt like, and maybe that's just me, I feel like he should have stepped away sooner. Like,
he should have said, fuck you, bitch.
I know he was in love, but I feel like...
He saw that shit at the party.
I feel like he saw that shit.
The party, that's when you would have got the...
Smushed in your forehead.
What is it? The for good, for better, for worse? That's when you would have got the for worse, because I would have came in and I would have stepped in between it. First of all, you was already linked in to motherfucking
You was linked in, your coochie was there.
And my motherfucking face would have been in between y'all's like, hey, bitch, what's up?
Yeah, I feel like he saw a lot of signs and he probably should have protected his heart a little bit better. So I'm like, I don't know. Because if that's, he sounds like a sweet guy, but if that's what he's giving, I don't know if I want to.
And he loves Amber. You can tell. They're good for each other, and when he saw her, he said, fucking jackpot.
Icing on the cake.
Until she started talking about her credit and the fact that she don't work. and her student loans.
You got to look deep before you leave.
He said, so they're in default.
So you have a makeup credit card?
He said, wait, you have a makeup credit card? She's like, you don't know how much makeup costs. Why do you spend so much on it though?
With your broke ass.
She was like, I don't work for a living. I
live to work. Or I don't live to work. I work to live. You sound like a homeless person.
Sweetie, none of us live to work. But we want to make a good living. But you know,
they twerked it out. But I think that show was definitely a great depiction on
it was amazing.
Love is and can be truly bound. Because let me tell you something, no matter how physically you're attracted to somebody, when the lights go out and you can't see that person, or if they get fat, or if they get too skinny, or they get too this and too that, you really have to showcase and show and prove how much you actually love that person and how loyal you are to that person. Like,
because it really is about that. And if you do not have that foundation, after a while, the physical, you can only do
the physical is gonna wear away.
You can do so many positions.
You can look also.
Well, actually, the Karma Sutra book has a lot of positions.
Well, with the quarantine, you might be doing them all. So you can only do beauty is only skin deep. So you really have to figure out other ways to get into somebody. So that's a great transition into a subject that we skipped last week because we was half day last week.
Oh my God! But you know what? Somebody came back and told me that was one of their favorite episodes.
Okay.
And I was like, it was 2 hours.
Well, I think as we learn this podcast, we know this. I think we can't put a time limit on it. We just have to talk, and I feel like a podcast is something you can pause and
y'all can press pause. Y'all can come back to it.
You can do many things
and lift up. Y'all do it all the time on your DVR.
So I feel like it's fine. It's like binge watching a Netflix series. It's fine.
What is the EWTN, EWTV? What is the EWTBN? What the fuck was that?
Oh, the TBN show. Like the TBN
Catholic,
network.
The Catholic thing.
But it was the Catholic version.
It was EW something.
Yeah.
It's still on TV. And I'm here to tell y'all that the Mother Teresa, what was her name?
It was
Mother Maria, whoever she is.
She never got off TV.
Miss Thing on EWTN broadcast. I don't know if that's right, but the nun, she ain't alive. And they lying to y'all. They been lying to y'all motherfuckers for years.
They been Weekend at Bernie and her forever.
That shit is Weekend at Bernie. I'm here to tell y'all, Miss Thing ain't alive, allegedly, so we don't get sued. That's all I know. It's allegedly Miss Thing.
We used to work at a call center, and the call center.
Oh my God! One day we're gonna do an episode about
the call center.
Just the call center.
Yeah. Long story short, the episode serviced a Catholic TV network,
and they sell terrible sermons and terrible
life waters and shit,
like prayers on bookmarks, and they're taking all of your senior citizens' Social Security.
And they used to have this figurehead like Mother Maria.
Oh my God, I have to know.
And she was her name. Shit, and they were like
she had like 2 brain surgeries, and it was like, oh, she's recovered well. Bitch, y'all are not about to pretend that Miss Thing is up in there doing rosaries, and shit.
And she's
it is EWTN. EWTN and Miss Mother Angelica.
Mother Angelica. I'm about to pee on myself. We gotta move on. Anybody who works at that call center is probably literally doo-dooing on themselves at the laughter.
EWTN, this is a joke. Don't sue us for like...
We're putting that on the docket for one episode.
Well, we are. So allegedly, Mother Angelica is alive after surviving 2 brain surgeries and 2 like heart transplants. So the Lord is clearly with her.
Baby, Mother Angelica is stuffed like a puppy.
We're gonna just give you one little sneak peek of that call center day. There was a lady that called in and told her that Mother Angelica was in her room now, telling her to order all of this shit. And I had to be like, ma'am, we just gonna go on a limb. We're sold out of everything. You're gonna have to give us a call back tomorrow. I had to find her information And that's a story for later. But Mother Angelica probably was in your room because she's a spirit.
Baby, she was juking them cows.
She's a spirit.
So
you've invoked her with the cows.
One of the things that we didn't get into last week that we want to talk about this week, y'all, I can't with that call center, is loyalty versus control. Loyalty
versus control. Loyalty.
This was one of Star's subject matters. Get into why you want to talk about this.
Gonna play Rihanna and Kendrick Lamar.
Wow.
Oh, well. So, okay, there's like, we've heard all of our lives, and we as black people love to throw around this motherfucking word conveniently to say loyalty. If you loyal to me, you will do this. If you're loyal to me, you will do this. If you're loyal to me, you'll do that. If you're loyal to me, you won't be friends with them. If you're loyal to me, you won't talk to that bitch. If you're loyal. So that's not how loyalty works. Loyalty is that I am always going to work in your best interest because I am loyal to our connection. First, let me just say that I am loyal to myself first. And a lot of people are not loyal to themselves first. Baby, I'm not here on earth to be your friend and do what you need me to do before putting my own self first. I am able to help you because I am able to help myself. I'm able to be your friend because I love myself. I'm able to love you because I love myself. You are not going to trap me into something and disguise it as loyalty. You need to be loyal to yourself first.
Well,
so we're going to have to start there. So here's a scenario. You are with someone and you break up, right? And you've been with that person for 6 years, okay? 6 years plus, 7 years plus. And I actually have a really great example of loyalty too. So 6 years plus, 7 years plus, or more. You've introduced that particular person to a particular set of your friends. Okay? And maybe
because we all have our sets of
we have our set of friends. We got associates, we got people we fuck with, we got people we know, and we got people we knew and don't know. So we introduce them to your sect of friends, right? That sect of friends has now for 6 years or more formulated a relationship of their own with that particular person. Now that you guys are no longer together, the expectation is you need to be loyal to me and not talk to that person, not deal with that person, not do anything to that person, the friend.
Okay.
So now I'll say this. That comes with context. Because if you guys amicably broke up, or I'm an inside person and I know that y'all broke up on something that was some fuck shit in the first place, that really y'all just really being petty and you shouldn't have broke up over that anyway, or that y'all relationship really just ran its course and now it is just over, or that person was really terrible, abusive, and horrible to you. If you are my friend, that means I truly know how horrible, terrible, and abusive that person has been to you. And when it comes to that portion, I more than likely would be the friend to give you an advice to say, baby, you need to choose your happiness. I'm not going to tell you to break up.
Right.
I'm not going to tell you who to be with, who not to be with, because ultimately you ain't finna break up with nobody based upon my advice. I'm going to always tell you, you need to think about your happiness, because ultimately you have your life to live, even with your children, with your husbands, your wives, your friends, your family, anybody else. Ultimately, you still have to be happy in your life. And sometimes decisions that need to be made for your happiness and your sanity may not be the easiest choices. So we understand that. But I'm probably going to be the friend and tell you to be happy, which is an implication of leave that motherfucker. So I'm not going to probably be friends with that particular motherfucker.
I think that's a really tricky situation if we have now a mutual friend, no matter whose friend it started first.
Right.
And you know that our relationship is toxic or was toxic and is no longer toxic. I feel like if the origin of friend, like if you started off as my friend and I have been telling you all these things about this person, like that person's toxic, this is what we keep bumping into, we're not going to make it, and we don't make it. And then you decide, because we created this friendship, that's your problem. I think that's an issue. Now, if it is a situation where you just say, well, it just wasn't us. Like, we just didn't make it. I'll be honest, I have exes that I don't even talk to as much as I talk to the friends that I've created from those exes. However, and just because of social media, not necessarily picking up the phone, but I will say this. I have not had a really major relationship where it ended in such toxicity where I couldn't move past it.
Right.
If I did have a relationship where I felt like, whether it was an abuse or whether it was just, we just went at it all the time, or whether it was just cheating or whatever the fuck it was, if I've relayed that information to a friend, even if you've decided to be friends with the person that I'm breaking up with, I feel like, unfortunately, you gotta choose a side.
Yeah.
I just think that's what it is.
So, I say this, and maybe it's just because of my personality. One of my very best friends, she's also a Cancer, she said that my personality is very dogmatic. I don't know how to accept that sometimes, but I accept that. So with that said, is I don't like anybody telling me what the fuck to do.
Okay.
So with that said, you know that I'm your friend who does not like anybody to tell them what the fuck to do. Okay. That's just who I am. And you've accepted me for who I am as a friend, and you know that motherfucker not finna do anything that I'm finna tell him not to do. Unless I can come with a PowerPoint presentation that's going to give a good explanation as to why.
PowerPoint presentation.
I can be like, okay, first of all, I'm impressed that you came up with this PowerPoint presentation, so that means that you put a lot of thought into this, so I'm going to put a lot of thought into the thought, and I'm going to stop considering. I'm going to consider the fact that you went all out to go this far to tell me that might be something really serious that maybe I don't know about, that I should just go ahead and respect. However, I need you to know the type of motherfucker that I am, that when I'm around that particular person, what you not gonna do is nothing against that person. We're not gonna talk about that person. Okay. You're not gonna get no information out of me. There's no, well, how's they doing? They good.
So you feel like no matter where the origin starts of friendships, that if you developed a friendship with my friend, then you are now a mutual party?
That is my friend.
But do you feel like you're now a mutual party?
Neutral?
Mutual and neutral.
So, no, I don't think that we're a mutual party.
Like, let's just say, I'm just making up a name, New and York. We're two people, right? And you're in the middle. I just said that because it's on the wall. And you're in the middle, right? But you knew New first, right? Yeah. And then when you and York got together, then, you know what I mean? Now, you're friends with New and York.
I'm friends with New and York, and the potential could be that York is a little bit more my friend than the New.
That could be true. But if New was your original friend, and New has said, York does this to me, York does that to me, York has done this.
And it's really terrible?
And it's terrible.
I'm not going to fuck with that person, because maybe I didn't know that. And then, that's when I go back to York and start an argument with them, and now we can't talk no more. I mean, I have to come up with some way where I can't fuck with you anymore.
I just feel like...
Because that's what I mean. If you need me to stop fucking with somebody for a reason, it's never going to be because I don't fuck with them.
Okay.
No, bitch.
I feel like that's a silly reason as well.
You got to have context behind the why. Because if you've introduced me to somebody...
You can't like my mama no more because we...
No, fuck that. And actually, me and your mama bake on Wednesdays together. You think I'm finna give that up? She come with a new recipe every week. And we have our own relationship.
Right.
So that's where I'm coming from. Just because you introduce me to someone, after so long, I'm not talking about a year or nothing like that. Because if y'all only been dating for 10 months, you introduce me, bitch, you better not talk to that motherfucker. That's a little different.
Yeah.
In some cases. There might be some exceptions. I'll say that. However, something of 6 years or more, you have now formulated your own relationship.
Okay.
So now at this point, there's no longer a bridge to the relationship.
Okay.
You have your direct bridge. You done built a new bridge.
Right.
So it's like you want me to blow up the bridge to my friend? That's my friend now. Not your boyfriend anymore or your girlfriend anymore or your wife or your husband anymore.
Right.
That's my friend. So it really has to come with context. I'm not finna be friends with nobody, first of all, with anybody that abuses my friends in any manner. Right. And had you never told me that, and then you down telling me this and things like that, I'm like, why wouldn't you ever tell me that? First and foremost, I would never, I probably have allowed you to have gone through that alone.
Right.
I'm going to say just go through it alone. Not convince you to leave, because I'm not into the convincing people to leave. I'm convincing people to think on their own. But you can't also expect me, after you've introduced me with someone that I've had a kismet connection with, you cannot expect me
to just make that go away.
Because it appeases you. Because I wouldn't bring that person into your space.
Yeah.
I wouldn't discuss you with that particular person. What I would probably do is be a op for my friend and be like, bitch, let me tell you this.
Yeah.
Or whatever. But I probably wouldn't, because I don't want to feed into the feed into the tunnel of communication, because if I'm not telling them about you, bitch, you don't need to know shit about them either, because you're over them, right? And if you're not, then you shouldn't be concerning yourself with what's going on over there, unless you're really interested, and then I can put you guys back together, because I really don't like this awkward. So that's what I'm talking about. That's not loyalty. What I'm speaking of is loyalty. Know that I'm loyal enough to you to where I am not going to discuss you.
Right.
Where I will not allow you to bad
You're not
talk.
going to get the info from
where
me.
I will not allow you to disrespect. Yeah. Well, I will not allow you to do anything that I feel uncomfortable that you're talking to my friend, because I'll be like, hold up. Don't do that. Because you know that that's my friend. I don't roll like that. And if we're going to continue to be friends, then we're going to continue to be friends based upon our connection. Not that connection. Right. Because we've hung out, we've talked, we've done everything outside of y'all relationship that we can continue to have a relationship like that.
Yeah.
So that's when it becomes, I don't play with that. That's where the loyalty lies in.
Right.
Where control lies in is that I'm not going to be your friend anymore unless you stop talking to that person.
That seems so high school, too.
It is. I feel like that. I wasn't even like that in high school. Even in high school, I was like, you got me fucked up. I'm not going to talk to anybody because y'all got into it. Matter of fact, when y'all got into it, isn't even good enough to stop even fucking talking.
Yeah.
First, you need to evaluate, why the fuck is your relationship severed? Is it because you've realized that you just don't work?
And what the fuck I got to do with it?
What I got to do with your shit?
Because I wasn't in the
Well, stop introducing me to your motherfuckers then.
Right. If I can't.
If I can't, don't stay around for this motherfucking long if you expect me not to form some type of relationship with them.
Yeah.
Because if not, what's going to happen is, the type of person I am, I'm going to be the motherfucker when you introduce me to somebody new and be like, how you doing? My name's Samora. I've done a lot in my life, but ultimately I'm going to But I'm gonna be like, how you doing? Let me just go out right now. We can't get close because the last person I was close with, I couldn't talk to them no more. Right. So I don't want to form no relationship with you because I don't know if you're gonna last. I think you have to know what type of person. And you know that I'm like that, Ebony. Yeah. And I will say that to the new person and embarrass my friend in front of them just because now I'm mad that I had to stop talking to my friend. And I'm really talking to them and I'm lying to you about it because they're still my motherfucking friend. Because you still ultimately can't tell me what the fuck to do. I think you have to know the type of person that you are in a relationship. And I feel like if you know that you're the type of person, and maybe sometimes it's trial and error that you learn this about yourself. But I feel like if you know that you're the type of motherfucker who can't handle when the breakup is done, then all assets are split separately because that's not how it always goes, right? If you're that type of person, no, you should not introduce your boyfriend or your girlfriend to your friends. Like, it shouldn't, if people are like, can we go to double date? No. That's not who we are. That's not who I am. And they're going to be like, oh, if we do, if I want to do it just it's going to be in a big social setting. Come on, just go with me. Okay, I'm going to be over there like that. How you doing? Right. It has to be a big social maybe it has to be a big social setting instead of like something like we can come to a party. We can go bowling. Or something where you're not having so much interaction. But I know myself and I know I don't want you to be friends with my dude or my girl. First of all, I am probably the top 10 most amazing person in the world. Oh, wow. Very happy. Baby, you need to think like that too. You are also in my top 10 of the most amazing person in the world. Granted, I know only about 1,000 people. Okay, well, that's amazing. And that's a lot of motherfucking people. That's amazing. Because you get to come over my house. Amen. That's amazing. And I get to come over your house. So you know that we got to be in the top 10. Right. But I consider myself to be a pretty amazing motherfucker. So like you know that anybody that you about to introduce to me my friend. Is about to be my friend unless I don't like them. And it's very, not very rare, but it's not as usual. It's unusual. Don't you try to play No, it's unusual for us. Yeah, but you had already first like, because bitches don't be liking me and I'll be liking them. Because my best friend said that my personality is dogmatic. And since she said that to me 6 years ago, I have had that in the back of my mind. 6 years ago? Yeah, she said that 6 years ago. And I'm still upset about it. And because my personality is dogmatic. And I accept that. So I own it. So in the back of my mind, she doesn't know this, and she'll probably hear this now on the podcast, but since she said that, I have become aware of my dogmatic personality when I meet people to say, well, here I am. Let me read the definition of dogmatic every time I meet some fucking body so I can ensure that I'm not that. So that I can say, okay, and then, I'm sorry. She also coupled it with your personality is not universal. Granted. And did she also slap the shit out of you? She slapped the shit out of me with her words. And she probably wanted to slap the shit out of me when she said these two things. Because these two things were probably said when we were having a little spat. So let me put that out there. She's an amazing person. She's still my best friend to this day. And I think your personality is not universal. It is not universal. You are a hard pill to swallow. And I accept that. But what I am not going to accept that if I understand that I'm a hard pill to swallow for you, then I accept that maybe I will tone down my personality for you depending upon your reaction to the fact that my personality wasn't universal. Because if you was a bitch about it, I'm a bitch about it for the rest of our days. Yeah, yeah. Cardi B is a Libra, and I can't believe... I'm not going to go there because Star Wars are over. Cardi B is a Libra, and she said, if you beef with me, we going to be forever. Yeah. That is so true about me as a Libra Virgo. I am all confused up as being a Virgo, because y'all know how y'all are. Then couple that with a motherfucking Libra. Play with me. The only thing why I say we're going to be forever is not because I don't like you. It's because I know you don't like me. Right. And now... I'm about to make it your worst moment. Well, I feel like
honestly, on the tail end of this, I feel like the people that I know who I actually consider a friend, because there's several people who are like, oh, this is so and so.
Right.
People who I actually consider a friend, I've known more than probably 5 years or more, who know my personality, and better yet, who've seen me through dating, because a lot of my friends now have only seen me as Mrs. Foreman.
Right.
Ebony Pearson was
ooh, that was my bee.
Ebony Pearson was a dude.
I'm good, Ebony. I want to say that I am so grateful that
God kept me close.
That I met you right into your adulthood.
You've seen all and both sides of me.
Right.
You've seen me as a very, very single person.
Yes.
You've seen me dating. You've seen me hoeing.
Yes.
You've seen me married. You've seen me with kids. Like
yes.
it's very funny to have that type of level of friendship. But I was gonna say, like, most people who know me, and so when I was dating somebody, they would already know what I was given.
Yeah.
I rarely really was in a mixed space with my boyfriends because I don't want you to be his fucking friend.
No.
Bitch, I don't. To this day, my very best friend on this planet, I adore her husband. Like, he is my brother. Couldn't tell you the first 3 digits of his phone number. Because that's how I am.
Right.
I don't need to be that tight with you. Because then it becomes problematic when if my friend, if my friend calls me and say, let me tell you what XYZ did today and why that nigga ain't shit and why he ain't shit to you either. I'm not the type of person who can separate on the spectrum of like, oh, I can't like your husband anymore. So it's like I can hold you in a high regard as my brother because she's my best friend, but I can't be your friend. Because a brother and a friend is 2 different things. Yeah. You can be my brother, you can be my family, but I'm not going out for a drink with you separately.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So that's who I am.
Levels, but it's also levels to that shit. Because let me say this. If you are my best friend, I don't fuck with nobody that you don't fuck with.
No, true. But also, that's all my friends. Like,
that's
people you've dated, it's been very rare that the people that you've dated, I have separately been out with them. Very rare.
That is rare. However,
I feel like it's awkward. I don't even know what to fucking say.
My ex, you had a very close relationship with.
I did because I met you guys at the same time.
That's true.
That's a whole nother level. True. I gravitated towards you more because of the situation.
So that was kind of different.
But I met you guys virtually at the same time. Maybe you a little bit before, but around the same time.
Okay, so let's say the current. I would say that if there was ever a situation that we are no longer talking, and we are really out of our...
because if you don't edit our videos...
I would never in a million years expect you, even though we are very best friends, I would never in a million years, after 9 years, I would never expect you not to necessarily reach out to him for certain things. Or to check on him. Or to see how he's doing. Or to know that he's an amazing videographer and doing all of this shit and you might need him for your business.
Well, that's also contingent on how... It ends. Well, how it ends and how you are.
Because even if it ends on the worst,
if you don't relay that emotion to me, even if I know it, if you don't relay that emotion to me, you're like, I'm fine. Then it's fine. I have to take your word for what it is.
And I'll be fine because I'm just really that type of person.
You won't even tell me if you ain't fine.
Don't you tell that motherfucker shit up.
Now that is a code I won't break.
That's the only thing I
don't care if I reach out to you and just check on you. I'm not gonna be like, well, start doing this and start. No.
That's all I expect. The only thing that
the same with you, because I feel like you wouldn't want to be fed. Like if I'm done with somebody, what the fuck I care if they eating ramen noodles and steak?
I don't give a fuck. I don't care how they're doing. No. But it depends on the type of relationships you had. If y'all had a real fucking relationship that was a relationship where you could reach out to him without coming through me first, I do not expect you
to just
cut that off. Wow. What I do expect you is to not tell him shit about me except for the shit that I feed you. Right. And if you're my very best friend, then you do feed them the bullshit. And be like,
he's in Cancun, bitch. I don't know. I can't keep up with.
And if they say, well, how's Star doing? That motherfucker, I don't even think he in the country right now. Because he be going off the grid when he be going out of town. Going out of town with that cute guy he with. And I'm with no motherfucking body. my dog.
You're literally at home
Just by myself.
rolling around with your dogs.
And you don't, but they don't gotta know that. And that's all I expect if you're my best friend. If you are not my best friend, I don't give a fuck. Just don't talk about me. Right. Don't say nothing about me. Don't expect nothing about me. Don't do nothing. I don't want to hear about that motherfucker. I don't want to know anything about that. But I am friends. Technically, I can be friends with my ex.
Right.
Some of my exes probably can't be friends with me because I'm such an amazing person.
Oh, wow.
They still want to be with me and everybody's in love with me. But it's like, come on. Don't control me. And I'm sorry. I'm just really the type of person. And if y'all my friends listening and y'all be like, well, who the fuck do he think he is to think that I should give him a PowerPoint presentation as to why I don't need him to fuck with somebody that I don't fuck with, then you know who the fuck your friend is. And I'm the motherfucking friend who did PowerPoint motherfucking presentation as to why I shouldn't fuck with somebody that you don't fuck with, because I don't fuck with nobody that just
Slide
you don't
one. Fuck. Why you shouldn't fuck with somebody.
And I will listen because I love you. And I will respect you. But let me just tell y'all the truth. I'm only going to tell you that I don't talk to that person anymore if we have a real connection. And I'm going to tell that particular person, my friend don't really want me to fuck with you.
Right.
But we have a really good friendship and we can continue to do our thing. So when we hang out, ain't no social media posts. When we text, ain't no relaying that information.
Throwing it in your face.
We're not going to be throwing it in our face. And if you can accept that that's the condition of our friendship, that we can continue to keep the comfortable level of my friend with me, then we can't be friends. That's what I feel like the difference between loyalty. We throw around that word a lot too. Mm-hmm. When loyalty is not loyalty, but it's more so because I want you to do what I want you to do.
Because it makes me feel this way.
Because it makes me feel this way. I'm not here to make your life feel comfortable. I'm here for us to coexist comfortably.
Right.
And that means there's a give and take to all of that. So you got to respect where I'm coming from, and I have to respect where you're coming from, and then we have to meet in the middle and find a common ground. Well, sometimes I take it for the team and I say, you know what, I'll go ahead and cut them off for that particular reason. But ultimately, if I have built a relationship with that particular person, you should not expect me to sever it. Trust me, I've already compromised the relationship to adjust to the fact that you're no longer together, right? Mm. It comes naturally.
Yeah, that's true.
It kind of comes naturally. I'm not going to talk to you as much because y'all not really motherfucking together. But I'm not going to ignore your fucking text.
Right. And with the age of social media and things like that, like you just keep in touch. I keep in touch with motherfuckers I ain't talked to. I don't even know their fucking
exactly.
phone numbers. So yeah, totally.
Y'all keeping friends. Y'all keeping contact with people y'all don't even motherfucking like. Y'all be going over to people's house that y'all don't like today. And y'all talk about loyalty.
Not me.
Shut the fuck up. I ain't coming over to you. Well, I will come over to your house if I don't like you, but I'm going to really come over. I'm coming over and I'm causing ruckus now.
Okay, well.
I'm just petty like that. I'm coming over.
I'm petty, but I'm not going to.
Do you know how I come over? Do you know how what the petty comes in when I come over to take over?
What?
If you're having a party?
Uh-huh.
I'm going to come over to your party, and I'm going to take over the party. It's going to become my party.
You're going to annoy me.
It's going to be my party. Mm-hmm. No. And I'm going to be like, hey, and everybody's going to be looking at me at your party because I don't fuck with you.
While you're seething in the corner.
While you're seething in the corner, and I look over there, and then I see you seething in the corner, and I'd be like, come on! And
Shout
grab
out to
you.
Ebony at your
Shout
party.
out to Ebony at your party! Come dance! And then get you in the middle so that you can dance. And then turn around to my other friend who know I came over here to be petty and do like this. Exactly. So y'all know that if y'all want to be my friend, this is the inside secrets. Because I have drunk too much, now I have told y'all the inside stories.
I've told you the lock to the safe.
Because I don't play them games. Y'all, we are here. If you are my ex, you have become one of the motherfucking 7 billion people in the world. So I don't really care if you date my ex. I don't care if you talk to my ex.
7 billion.
I don't care if you do whatever you do.
I think you just got to do everything out of respect.
My ex. That's just for me.
I think you just got to do everything out of respect. I think once you develop a friendship, no matter where it goes, if you come out of respect, then
y'all can even be together.
All right.
No. Be together.
Oh Lord.
Be together. But let me say this. if you feel, and you know me, right? And you feel that you can be together as my friend and my ex, and you can comfortably...
Well, bitch, don't invite me to that.
Hold on, wait. No, invite me. I'm saying, if you are comfortable enough to invite me, then you know how I'm going to be for the duration of y'all relationship. I will still be both of y'all. I'm not your ex. You're my friend. I'm going to still be y'all friend. But you know that I'm going to talk shit the entire time. So that means it's going to be, this is our new friendship where I talk shit about y'all.
And can you deal with it?
And can you deal with it? Or we're no longer going to be friends.
Yes.
Because I'm going to use every public gathering to ensure that everybody knows that you are now with my ex. And y'all here together in front of me. And y'all stupid because I'm talking about y'all. And we can fight.
Tony's the drunk auntie in the middle of the floor. I was going to use this as a topic, but I feel like we should use it as a fuck it.
Yeah, after we're coming to a ring so long.
Yeah.
Farewell.
So, the fuck it is because apparently we now have to create this thing that I have no the fuck idea what it is. TikTok. So.
It's a fuck it for me. We're together with this. I hate social media.
So for me, it's like, first of all, I don't know. Okay. I feel like every time something social media wise comes out that is new, like I remember when Vine came out and I refused to do Vine. I was like, I don't get it.
I was so good on Vine.
I never got on it. So I think when new things come out on social media, you decide to jump in it or you decide to jump off of it, right? But I feel like where we are in day and age is like you, in some respect, unless you're just going to be completely off the grid and you're going to live in that, you have to immerse yourself into the thing that gives you exposure, especially as a content creator.
And we have to do it. We are content creators now as Black podcasters.
We are Black podcasters which create content for creation. So I feel like I'm sure we're going to create this TikTok. Our Facebook is also, it's actually been up, but we haven't.
We have to get it together.
But we're going to put all the things out. And I feel like what I don't want y'all to expect is that me and Tony, unless we're very drunk, because that may also be a thing, be doing, I just hit the lottery.
Hey.
Because I'm not.
I'm not going to do that.
I'm not 16.
So, okay, look, we're
so if I'm doing a dance
like
routine,
our parents when it comes to technology.
No, right. But if I'm just giving a disclaimer. If they do see us in a geared routine,
we're making up our own shit.
Not even that. We're probably, or at least speaking for me, I'm drunk. If I'm doing a dance routine, I'm drunk. Yeah. But I think we are going to have to say fuck it and put our hair in the ring with this TikTok bullshit. We don't know what we doing, so
we don't get a TikTok. We don't know what we doing. Y'all gonna get what the fuck y'all gonna get. TikTok this, TikTok that.
So.
But we are gonna come up with our own effort challenge. So we have to create our own TikTok dance for the Effort podcast. And we're gonna call it the Effort Challenge.
Is it just middle fingers?
I don't know. It's going to be something that we can do.
Maybe to the intro.
Yes, and we can come up with it. I know. Y'all want to see what the fuck we're looking like.
I have no idea why, because sis be looking tired. My eyes are blood fucking shot red.
Like, sure. we're gonna need a staff. So okay. So let's do this.
What?
Y'all want to see us? Y'all need to Cash App us at $. We gotta make us.
No, I think. Listen,
we need to always.
People are gonna be in the house for a very long time, and I feel like this is the time we need to not only just put out content to benefit ourselves, but put out energies in the world to get us over this. So,
next episode, we will go live.
Oh, that's not what the fuck I was gonna say. Baby.
Oh, okay. What you saying, baby?
I was just gonna say we will work slowly towards working, because going live is scary for me doing a podcast because we be having a lot of shit with ones-on-ones. But we will maybe go live and do a pre-record or wrap up of our podcast before and after, and then slowly get into updating video to our YouTube and things like that. Because I think we had a timeline in our minds, and I think unfortunately the timeline is slowly being pushed up.
What was the timeline?
We said initially at 10.
10? Okay, we're still on trajectory.
Yeah, at 10 we would do where we would upload videos towards the podcast.
That's in 5 more weeks.
Yeah, so I'm saying, like, I think we can start doing maybe a little bit of, like, maybe a 10-minute before, after, just to recap. Okay. Or maybe a 10-minute after, like, after the fuck it or something. I don't know.
Okay, so next week, we are going to commit to...
Fuck it after dark or something.
Fuck it after dark.
Fuck it after.
Oh no, we can't record that.
Right, it's already after dark. Or fuck it after the.
You can watch the Fuck It After Dark on my OnlyFans page.
I have no idea what that is. I have kids. Don't be fucking putting me in no bullshit. You better get with Todd.
I do not
get out the bullshit.
I do not have an OnlyFans. However, OnlyFans is hiring, I guess.
Interesting.
Now that you guys are going to be in the house,
y'all can send your bids.
Anyhow. So
now we're gonna work on creating.
Let's commit
levels
right
of content.
now. Let's commit to going live on our Instagram.
Okay.
Our Instagram is f.it podcast on Instagram. That is F as in Frank .it as in Tom podcast on Instagram. So we will go live on our Instagram. Typically, it is between 7 and 8, and we'll tell you the time. So y'all can follow us, listen to it. We will do our before so that you can kind of see us, pre-gaming.
Before our eyes get really red.
Right, exactly, so that you can't see that
from all the tiredness and liquor.
Right. We'll do that. And we'll start introducing into more and more. We'll do live on our Facebook.
We can start doing levels of content.
Because we have more than one, device that we can go live on. So we'll do live on our Facebook and live on our Instagram next week. Okay? We'll start next week where we'll just give you a snippet of some type of live footage.
And then we'll work our way towards maybe doing like an hour live. Because you know what's so funny is that the podcasts that I follow who do physical live shows, they're having to cancel.
Yeah.
So that's kind of fucked up.
And I don't want to do that. And I don't want to say...
Well, first of all, that's way, way beyond because that's a lot. But
it's a lot.
We can definitely work towards...
We do have a great team.
We do. We can work towards doing more levels of content. So we will be doing more. And I want to get into some different areas, just not hearing us talk for fucking 2 hours. Like, I really want to invite others. And we've spoke about that before. So
we did say episode 5, when we got into episode 5, that we would probably invite someone on our next episode.
So, okay. I know we had a couple of our people that we know say they would love to do the podcast, and I think we already have them on the list.
And we need to get one of those numbers.
What?
That people can call. Oh, well, I guess I can give.
No, they can email us.
No, I'm talking about, how we call, like, people remote who want to, like...
Oh, yeah, we can
say something. We can do that.
So, if you have a suggestion on who we should have on, and or you want to be on because you just want to come kick shit.
Cameron and Lauren, we want you.
Like Cameron and Lauren, we absolutely are obsessed with you.
We can come to your house.
Come to your house, please.
It's a mic in our phone.
It's a mic in our phone. We love it.
Right now.
But anyway, email us and we will try to get that popping. And hopefully within the next, maybe not next episode, but within the next few episodes, we will have more than just us on the podcast. Maybe we invite T, because, clearly he's here, and he's our low-key sound engineer.
You know what? I guess we could start with Drew Visions Productions. His website is drewvisions.net. He's here for all of your videography and editing needs.
And we also just need, sometimes we know what we want to talk about, but sometimes we want to hear what, you want us to react to or talk about or go through. So, yeah.
Don't forget to send that in.
Yeah, because we want to know. We don't want to just talk about shit we just get riled up over the week.
Right.
So, yeah.
And we've actually gotten some feedback from people to say that they wanted to submit that. So, if you don't submit it by next show, I'm going to call you out on the next show and say, well, this person and this person.
You don't have to submit it as you can submit it anonymous. And we just want to, we just talk about it. Don't be scared. But yeah, so a lot of things we're going to work on. Honestly, we're going to have a lot of time. I'm not working and Star's working from home. So We got a lot of shit.
We're quarantined.
We're quarantined, so you're stuck with us for at least an hour.
I need them packs of meats.
Okay. So, yeah, until next time, this one's over.
All right.
All right, see y'all next
see
time.
See y'all later.
Oh, they won't see us.
Oh,
maybe.
We'll hear y'all later.